No, you're good, Snoop. Okay. Can you still hear me, Snoop?
I can.
Okay. All right. We should be good then. Okay, everybody. Welcome back to the Luling Eagles Sports Broadcast 2022 Watermelon Thump Special. That's a mouthful. We're rolling right along here. This is the only Zoom interview I'm going to have today. I actually had another one scheduled with Snoop's colleague, Tyler Campbell, but unfortunately he had a family commitment. He couldn't be here today, but I am going to interview him on Sunday afternoon, and I'll post about that a little later on our channel for those y'all that might be interested in catching the interview that I'm going to do with him. So, but now we have Snoop, Daniel. Some of you might recognize Snoop from 104.9 FM. You may hear him on there, and then you might recognize his face from what you see on Fox 7. He comes on with the high school reports on Fox 7 every Friday at around 9:40 in the morning. So those of y'all that, and I was just telling him a little while ago before I had him on that I watch those every week. You know, even when I'm doing my quote unquote day job, I have him on, and so I usually stop the few minutes that he's on to watch his broadcast. So not to make him get big-headed or anything like that. But I mean, I didn't want him to be aware that he does a lot of good things. And that's why I wanted to have him on today, to talk to you guys and kind of talk about some of the big things. He's got a lot of big things going on right now, which he's getting ready to tell you guys about. So Snoop, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you taking time out of your schedule today to do it. And so I guess the first question I have is, or I guess maybe more of a comment, if you could talk a little bit about what you got going on right now. Y'all got a lot of big things going on with FLXATX, FLXATX.com. So if you want to just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to get away. Texas is losing to Notre Dame right now, the bottom of the 2-0. So get away. Maybe their fortunes will change. But no, even though the scholastic season is just ended 2021 through 22 with Georgetown winning state in baseball just last week. And so that was the last official event. So we're in the middle of summer, but we're still busy, of course, with the Horn. We're doing an all-flex watch list, kind of naming our top 10 at each position, kind of priming ourselves, getting ready for the fall in August. But also we're doing summer socials at Waterloo Ice House. So we're going to different locations, partnering with them to hit different pockets because they're spread across Austin, and get the surrounding schools from those communities to go to that spot. So it helps the business, helps the community, and it's a lot of fun. The kids never really do radio. Like, they aren't exposed to radio a lot ever, I want to say. So like, this is their only exposure to radio. Radio is such a great medium. Like, you have to spread it to other kids, because like, just by a habit, it can slowly get phased. I don't think radio will ever get phased out, but just you have a whole generation who never digested. So I'm going on a whole different tangent there, but
go ahead. I mean, that's fine. That's what we're here for.
And lastly, State 7-on-7 next week, not this weekend, but next weekend, the State Sevens Championship. Every summer, teams participate in these mini tournaments to qualify for the big tournament. And teams like Westlake, Lake Travis go every year, but you also have LBJ and Anderson. The small school, there's only one Austin area school, I keep quote unquote, Lago Vista made the Division II. They'll be down there Thursday. So
yes, and Lago was in our district. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but they were in our district for football the last couple of years. Of course, now they have moved to 4A Division II, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So they're no longer in our district, but while we did keep Blanco and Llano in that prior district, we lost them. We lost Comfort, who moved down to 2A, as I understand it. I think they're 2A Division I, I think it is. So anyway, but we did gain 4 new teams. We gained Marion, we gained San Antonio Cole, we gained Randolph, and we gained Ingram Tom Moore. So we got a expanded district now, and have
8 or 9.
7.
7. Okay.
An odd number, yes, sir. Yeah, so we're going to have a bye. Each team during district's going to have a bye week because we have the odd number of teams, the 7 teams. Yeah. Because last year we made playoffs, but we made it with only winning 1 game, because that's the way that it worked out. 4 teams go. We only had 5 teams in the district, so we only had to win. Came down pretty much between us and Comfort. and we defeated Comfort the last game of the regular season at home here in Luling, 28-21. So that's how we qualified. But of course, the playoff game didn't go so well. We played Poteet and we lost to them 42-10. So, but I know
Coach 10 in a playoff game. That's a big accomplishment. Come on now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and I had Coach Nate Langford on earlier, our head coach and athletic director here at Luling, and he's pretty excited about this new season. I know they've been, you mentioned 7-on-7. They've been doing a lot of 7-on-7 around here. And matter of fact, Luling and Lockhart faced off in 7-on-7, and we did a broadcast of it. Actually, I say we, our friends over at the Lions Pride Sports Broadcast, which is Emilio Sarge Juarez. He's the one that got us started with the broadcasting here in Luling. He came over and did a broadcast, him and Coach Amado Galvez, which is a legend over there, and whether he thinks he is or not, over there in Lockhart. And so they came over and they did the broadcast, and I joined them on that broadcast. And so, I mean, before Snoop, before this last year, before Coach Langford came along, it was unheard of. We'd never, no one around here had ever done any 7-on-7, at least in Luling anyway. They're all around us. I think towns like Gonzales and maybe Marion, Seguin, all the bigger schools, and then of course some of the smaller ones did it as well. But it's something that he started this year here in Luling, and so it's starting to grow already. And we had a pretty good competition the other day with Lockhart, and appreciated them coming down and having us. And so, I mean, it's a lot of excitement with that 7-on-7. I'm thinking, if I didn't get to ask him when he was here earlier, but you were mentioning those SQTs, those state qualifier tournaments. I'm thinking that maybe next year that's something that he's going to look into for the guys around here. And then that's something we'll do with that. But to also talk about, I know y'all are doing these segments there on the horn with the watch list. And can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's just basically the top 10 players. We've identified the horn staff and flex, kind of collaborate to fill these 10 positions in each one. You can find them at FLXATX.com, but it's kind of players to watch as you're headed into the season. And it kind of just starts a conversation piece of people on the cusp who they feel should have been in that top 10. And, so it's, I really hate, like, normally, like, flexes, every player is equal, like from the Heisman Award winner to the guy on the fourth team. So it's a little different, but it does get the conversation going. And I understand the want for it from the consumer. I'm not real big into ranking. I just want to cover them all. But
okay, yes, sir.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good to know too. But I mean, the fact that y'all are having them on now, and y'all are spotlighting, and I know y'all talked a lot about it on the horn. I know Aaron Hogan's talked a lot about it. Spotlighting those, like you said, not really ranking them, but the fact that y'all are just even talking about it, even in the summer. I mean, right now there's no, like you mentioned earlier when we were off camera, there's not much of anything that's going to be going on. Still a little bit right now, like you said, but in about a month or so, like you said, kind of be a downtime for everyone, I guess, get all their vacations in and that kind of thing, but really, for the most part, it's going to crank back up in August, with the, I mentioned 2 days when Coach Langford was here earlier. And so, I mean, that's when the excitement will all start back up. But just to keep the excitement going right now with, like you said, the fact that y'all are talking about, who's going to be, who to look for. And then, y'all are having these shows at the Waterloo Ice House, and, y'all are revealing some of the names there. And then, I saw your video this morning on Fox, and, just like you said, it's so awesome to see all those kids out there getting in. Get them in, and have them take pictures with them and have them on interviews and that kind of thing. And then, like you said, I mean, that who knows, that may end up with a career in them, with them doing like media of some kind, like what you're doing.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm blessed and lucky.
Yes, sir, for sure. Aren't we all? So, and then too, I don't want to. I see your whiteboard there behind you. Don't want to forget, not only that we got Watermelon Thump coming around here with our location. That's what most of what we're doing today is interviewing the Watermelon Thump Queen candidates that we have. But also, like you said, their Father's Day is this weekend. So love all the dads out there. So definitely want to give a shout out to all the dads for sure. So I wanted to make sure to mention that. And hey, before I let you go, I asked you to do something for me. I don't know. Do you happen to have it around there with you? Remember? Yes.
How did I not even start?
You forgot, because I know I'd asked you to bring it with you, and you said you would. and you didn't actually do it. But I see he got it there now.
As soon as you started to bring it up, I was like, "Where is he going with this?" I'm like, "Duh, yes, dude." So yeah, this this is a state. Oh, hold on, am I doing it right? Hold on. I never know.
You got it. There it is.
There we go. So yeah, UIL State. I've covered a lot of state teams over the years, like Travis, Cedar Park. All these teams win state. No one has ever even gestured. Maybe they have in their head. I don't know. Like these one of these. And like in Georgetown, the principal at Georgetown, he came up to me on the field. He's like, "Snoop." I was like, "Whoa, hold on, what are you doing?" And like he put it over my neck. It was really cool. It was a really cool moment. I'll never forget it. It's very bucket list like, and thank you, Georgetown.
Yes,
but this is for all of the area coverage, I guess.
Yes, sir. That's fair. And anybody deserves it, Snoop. Like I said, it's you. And like I said earlier, I watch you guys all the time. I support y'all as much as I can. And it's not just to say, like I said, again, to make you big headed or anything. I mean, it really, you good guys do a lot of work. And like you said earlier, I think it's a lot of you're blessed and you're lucky. And so I will reiterate that for you. So and then two, Snoop, before I let you go, I want to I was mentioning earlier, we're going to probably do another kickoff special in August, when the football season gets ready to crank up, probably after the first week or 2 days. I think that's what we're looking at right now. So love to have you back on, because by then we'll have the Dave Campbell Texas football out, and you and I can talk a little bit about that, and then kind of talk too about maybe some of the lists that you did put together. I know we're not going to be talking about it today, but maybe we can talk about it then. And so I'd love to have you back on. And then two, I wanted to give you the last time I had you on, right after I went and did a show with the Lions Pride sports broadcast on Lockhart, and there was a gentleman there that said, "Oh, he's a good friend of mine. You tell him I said hello next time you talk to him." I said, "Well, who's that?" And well, what it is it was Paul Rodriguez from Recon Athlete. Yeah, he said that, he said, "Oh yeah," he's like, he asked me how I knew you. I said, "Well, I've invited him to come on the show a couple of times. I never met him physically in person, flesh and bones, but I've talked to him a few times over Zoom and that kind of thing. And so, he and I are, we got a relationship going on. We communicate with each other on social media, that kind of thing. So he didn't want me to say hello to you when I talk to you. Of course, it's been a while. I was last year, and then I don't guess we've really talked since then. So I didn't want to give him you a shout out from him. So and then again, like I said, I'd like to have you back on here in about a month or so, a month and a half. We can talk about your vacation too, which did. I'm sure I'll be hearing a lot about it on the horn, but we can kind of talk about it then too. So Snoop Daniel with 104.9 FM and FLXATX, FLXATX. It's a flex, we as he likes to say, and then also Fox 7 Austin. Y'all make sure and catch him. Let me ask you, Snoop, since I'm thinking about that. Now that the seasons have ended, are you going to still be doing those hits every Friday, or are you going to kind of?
That is the plan. In the past, I have kept doing them. I will say, like with Dave Freilich, I mean, like me and Dave Freilich are still like best friends. He's in Houston, but like when he comes back to Austin, we go like check out the games and stuff.
Yeah, I see your social media. Yeah, I know.
So, but I believe so. It becomes tough to try to fill it with something that is, I guess, relevant. But
yes, sir.
I mean, but sure. All of these kids' lives are relevant. I'll find something to talk
about. They are. Yes, sir.
I don't know what it'll be, but I'll find something.
Yes, sir. So we'll look forward, Snoop. I look forward to seeing you. Appreciate your time as always. You're always, every time I reach out to you, you've been more than willing to give up your time. So like you said, again, blessed and lucky. I don't think I'll forget those 2 words for a while. So appreciate it, Snoop. And I'll let you go on and get back to the UT game. Hopefully, like you said, it'll start turning around. I'm sure done with me here. And like I said, I'll be in touch with you about here in about a month or so. Okay.
Thanks, Eric. Anytime.
Thanks, Snoop.